Give it up for Olivia Levine, everybody.
What's up, guys? I'm Olivia Levine. I'm from San Francisco, California. It's a good city. They say that San Francisco is the most gay-friendly city in America, but I think it can be kind of hard growing up gay in San Francisco because you don't really get a chance to stand out. Which is why I think I was lucky I didn't know until I left. But I should have known. I should have. I would do like anything I could in high school to avoid hooking up with guys. So I remember once I was at this party and some guy asked me if I wanted to go upstairs with him. And I was like, you know what, Marty's super warm-blooded and heat rises, so I think it's best I stay down here. I also used to wear leotards to parties in case the warm-blooded bit didn't work. You know, I had to safeguard the goods. I should have known. Apparently everybody else did, though. When I officially came out to my mom my sophomore year of college, I said to her, Mom, I'm a lesbian. She said, Olivia, of course you are. Really? How'd you know? She said, Olivia, I slept with a lesbian once in college and you walk just like her. Yeah. My mom's a funny woman. In fact, most of my Facebook statuses come from something she said. My personal favorite was when she thought that LMFAO stood for Let Me Face Another Obstacle. That one was a gem, yeah. My mom's also very vain. When I was younger, she used to make me lie to her boyfriends about her age. And she started dating this one guy, Michael, around the same time I started developing a series of facial tics, which I later learned were the beginning stages of my OCD. But I had this sniff, I had a snort, and then I had this eye roll thing that I would do all the time. And whenever I saw Michael, before anything else, he'd be like, hey, Big O, give me a sniff, a snort, and an eye roll. Okay, great, now give me a double eye roll, a double snort, and a sniff. And I would do this for him. And you know, I came to think this was something like all guys liked. Like every guy wanted to be greeted just like this. It was that misconception along with a few others that's the reason I no longer date men. So my mom and I are very close. It's kind of a strange transition, but we are. We're very close. It was pretty rough on my stepmom when she first entered the picture. I used to write these notes that I would stick on her back and to her pillowcase that said, "You're not my mother." And then she would slip notes into my lunchbox that said, "Thank God." We get along great now, though. True story, I know Craig of Craigslist. I grew up in the neighborhood he lives in. And on two entirely separate occasions, he asked my mom and my stepmom out on dates. And totally true. And last time I was home, you know, he was chatting me up quite a bit. You know, I think I might be next on Craig's list. All right, sometimes the pun works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I do have OCD. I don't like to talk about it a lot, though, because OCD has become this very, like, hip disorder to have. You know, it's very trendy these days. So it'll come up in conversation that I have it, and whoever I'm talking to will be like, oh my God, like me as well. Whenever I walk home from work, I have to stop in at American Apparel. It's like crazy obsessive. Or like, yes, me as well. Like I clean my room at least once every 2 months. It's like super OCD. And it's like at that point, you know, I don't really then want to say that I used to watch my dad sleep at night so I could count his breaths per minute, you know? Or sometimes I wipe my ass till it bleeds because that's not hip, that's scary. Yeah, I went through this one phase with my OCD where I had to thoroughly clean everything I touched. I noticed I got invited on a lot more sleepovers during that time. The parents loved me. So there are some social benefits to OCD. Mostly dark stuff, though. I'm not a super dark person, although I do think about death a lot. But not like me dying, mostly my mom dying. We've had this thing since before I can remember where, like, if one of us doesn't respond to a text within 5 minutes, we think the other person is dead. So we do this thing now, like when our phone battery is dying, we text like, phone dying, but I'm not, just to prevent any concern. There's a lot of codependency there. In fact, we wrote most of these jokes together, so... No, but my mom actually takes it very, very seriously when I use her as material. I was talking to her the other day, and she said, Olivia, these aren't just jokes I'm giving you, okay? They're gifts. And just so you know, I'm stealing back that LMFAO line, yeah, because I'm getting up on stage on Saturday night. That's my gift to me, okay? Yeah, Olivia, I'm a Scorpio, okay? We manifest. That's my mom. I bet you can guess who I talk about in therapy most weeks. That's my time, guys. Thank you so much. Good, great audience.
Olivia Levine, everybody! Let it hear it!